I see music and albums as a painting.
You know, Gautier, this is...
Thank you for that, man. Thank you for that.
No one ever said no to you.
The musical connection between the music of Igorrr and the music of Bruce.
This interview is over. Igorrr is fake.
Sorry for that, but I'm not doing music for people. I'm doing music for myself.
What a flip is that?
We have printed toilet paper with the actual comments of haters, with the actual comments and the name of the haters.
Hello, metal pilgrims, and a very special welcome on this episode because today we have nobody else but Gautier Serre, better known as Igorrr, on the show. Gautier, thank you so much for finding time and joining me. How are you, man?
I'm doing very good. And you, how are you doing?
I'm good. Sorry for the entourage. I'm traveling right now. I'm in a hotel room. Where am I today? I'm in Köln, in Cologne.
In Cologne, in Germany. All right, nice.
Yeah. And sorry for butchering your name pronunciation, most likely. Hi, my friend.
Oh, no, you did it well. Gautier Serre, you were pretty close, actually.
Okay, wow, okay.
Yeah.
I always think to myself, whenever I try to speak French, I always remember that Friends episode with Joey, who's, I don't know if you watched it.
No, I didn't watch it.
Before we, dive into anything, the biggest news about you, about Igorrr, of course, is the upcoming studio album, A Man, which will actually be out this Friday. So congrats on releasing your baby into the world.
Thank you, man.
And before we dive into anything, how do you think working on this album compared to anything you did before? And what are the biggest musical and emotional evolutions you think you might find if you listen, to this one and its predecessor back to back?
Well, this album has been pretty different than its predecessor because for the first time I had my own studio, so I had no limitation of time, material, energy. I could spend day and night here. And as Igorrr, it's a project when you have to experiment, and I like to experiment and reach the end of every idea and every process. I was free of doing whatever I wanted at any time of the day and of the night. So for years, I was like just not thinking about what would be good to have, what would sound nice. I was just like let it flow and following my feelings, following the thoughts I had, and using all the material that I had here to just reach the end of the ideas of what was passing through my mind for the past years,
Well, that's very interesting. I mean, looking at and listening to your music, and I was obviously able to listen to this album as well. The first thing you're thinking usually is about what the flip was Gautier thinking with this? Like where did this come from? But it's very interesting.
No idea. I have no idea. But if you want to have a precise picture of what's happening in my mind, indeed, you have to listen to the album. This is the most accurate picture you can have. I spent years to be as precise and honest as possible on this album, to have the music that represents myself at its best.
And you have multiple guest artists on this album, including Scott Ian, Trace Prince, Mike Leon, right? Amazing musicians, of course. First of all, how did you choose them? Why did you approach to this specific artist? And then secondly, did they in any way shape this album differently in an unexpected way, maybe?
Well, I choose them because those are exceptional people. More than being a genius musician, those are great people. And I function with colors when I do music. I am a synesthetic person, so I can see and connect music with colors. And when Trace Prince plays, he has a very specific color. And when we were composing Blast Beat Falafel with Martin, we had this idea of having this specific color with strange oriental guitars and stuff. And when we were touring in the United States, I spent one night with Trey, and I was showing on my phone the MIDI demo of the track, bad recorded with shitty guitars, with MIDI drums and stuff. And I was showing him the track on my phone, and he was very enthusiastic with this track. So I thought that maybe that would be really nice that if he plays on it. So as soon as we came back home, we finished the track. I sent him the final version without his guitars, and I asked him, okay, are you still open to record some of your secret sauce on it? And he did it, and it was amazing.
What is that with trace and music with colors? How do you do that, Evan? And do you actually paint it in your head?
I don't paint. I don't have any talent of painting, but I see music and albums as a painting. I see Amen as a painting.
Mm-hmm.
It has many shapes, many colors, many structures. It's deep, it's shallow. It's like 3D stuff, 3D painting. And yeah, I mean, for me, music is full of color. So Amen for me is a big painting. Yeah, very precise and big painting.
And what exactly did you put in the title "A Man"? I mean, it's a very interesting title because it's on a border religious also, right? Of course, and
yeah, I mean, I'm not a religious person, but it's connected with the the secular music, the spiritual music. But yeah, it has a connotation religious, but I'm anything but not a religious person. But it's also make reference to the Amen break.
Mm-hmm.
Amen break is a sample from the Amen Brothers. That's some people many years ago grabbed and some sample from vinyl, and it's opened many style of music like drum and bass, breakcore, jungle, and it's all a part of my musical background as well.
Wow, that's
so with one strong word, I can link the sacred music and the jungle and breakcore style, So I really like the idea.
So when composing music, I'm just trying to understand this a little bit more. So sorry if I'm diving too deep into this, but when composing music and when you envision this grand, picture, painting, whatever it is, do you ever stop yourself and say, "Hey, wait, this is too much. This is going too far. I need to make it a little bit more digestible for people."
Sorry for that, but I'm not doing music for people. I'm doing music for myself, and I'm always how to explain that. I'm always in my personal quest of my own personal perfect music, and Amen is the temporarily perfect music that fits myself perfectly. But at no point in the process of Amen, I asked myself if it was easy to digest or accessible or anything like that. It has been just yeah, no limits. I got an idea that I like, and I reached the end of this idea, whatever time it takes. I started to write this album in 2020, so it has been 5 years of writing, polishing, recording, trying. So no, I mean, that's my passion. That's what's make me happy, So I got no limitation on that, and you can ask my wife that at the morning I was not there because at 3 a.m. I went in the studio. I put the amp right behind me, very loud distortion pedal, really loud, and trying microphone, trying things like that. So yeah, at some point for many years I invested any energy and money I had to reach the thing that's it's supposed to fit my perfection, my ideal in music.
This is really cool. And it's really going against the grain of modern music production, right? Where everyone is going after Spotify playlists or whatever it is, right? Where you have to make music accessible. You need to make sure that you compress it properly. You need to make sure that, it fits the paradigm of what music is supposed to be. And labels are actually pushing artists to do that. You have to create a song 4 minutes long with, chorus starting in the first 45 seconds to make it a place. And hearing someone who doesn't give a flip about this at all and actually making music and it flying, it's
yeah, I don't like that. I don't feel comfortable with it, and as I don't do music for money but for passion. I don't feel myself respecting those rules, because for me they make no sense. I mean, I would not be able to do music in this project without feeling it 1,000,000%. If I have to reduce the length of the track to fit the Spotify rules, I would definitely not do that. I mean, for me, it's the source of the thing. So changing my expression, my musical expression, for shallow reasons like that make absolutely no sense for me. So I would never do that. I never did that for the past 20 years, so it's not going to change anytime soon.
But that's the most important thing, and this is coming back to the same question I usually raise on this show, is that despite all that, it is heavy metal fans, in different variations of metal that actually value authenticity. In the world of plastic music, a lot of us metalheads actually long for something authentic, even if it is, and especially sometimes if it does not fit the format, because metal has never confronted to standards. That's the whole point of it. Since 1969, it was the outcast music, and you're pushing these boundaries even today in 2025. And I actually love this. And I think the people's response is the answer to it.
The people response is amazing. I mean, I am the first one being amazed by how this challenging music has reached so many people around the world. Seriously, I'm amazed. It feels a bit unreal when you tour in the whole world. You meet people that understand you, and it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, metal for me today became kind of standards, because through the years we have found amazing guitar sound, amazing drum sounds, and amazing way to play guitar and to chug with the guitar and stuff. So lots of bands are using the same path, and metal for me became kind of standard music. And I love metal, and the shocking feeling that I had when I was young, when I first heard metal, that I really love. I don't have it today with most of the new music, and this is one of the things that motivate me also to always to try to go further.
Yeah.
Try to find back this feeling of being, wow, this is something that I have never heard. So I want to do it for myself. So that's what I always did. But today I'm lucky enough to see that what I like, it's also what many people like, and it's a dream for me.
It's awesome, like being the Black Sabbath or the Judas Priest of 2025, or the 21st century.
Thank you for that, man. Thank you for that.
Well, I'm a huge Judas Priest fan and Black Sabbath fan, a fan of classic metal overall. So this is really a compliment for me.
It's a good thing. All right, it's a good thing. Thank you for that.
Man, so you started as as a solo project, right? And I've always known of you, and I kind of, for me, Igorrr and Gautier were the synonyms always, right? But now, and especially on this album, it feels like you're really growing into a full band, and it's becoming bigger than just you. And I'm sorry that I'm saying this, but like it really feels like it in a good way. Do you still, I mean, first of all, did you want it to be like this? And secondly, do you still have a full control of the creative process, or you actually invite other people to collaborate as much as they want at this point?
Yes, and yes, I am in full control of the creativity, and I wanted that. I mean, on the first Igorrr album, I was using samples because I was alone on my computer and I didn't have any budget, and I didn't know how to record drums. I didn't have any good drummer friends. I didn't know any harpsichord player or operatic singer. I didn't know any of that, but I wanted to do this music, so I was using samples. The very first Igorrr track I've done many years ago, it was one hidden track from Morbid Angel, one album of Morbid Angel, that I mixed together with Jean-Sébastien Bach track, so baroque and death metal. So it was sounding bad. It was sounding not in the rhythm, not in tune, but the idea was there. And today I have the luck to be to be heard enough to know some people who can play what I have in my mind. And I am a multi-instrumentalist as well, but I'm not playing as good. For example, I'm playing the guitars as well, but Martin, my guitar player, is playing like 10 times better than me. I used to play as a drummer in a death metal band when I was young, but my drummer, Remy, playing like 15 times better than me. So I like to surround myself with very talented people that are able to push every single aspect of the Igorrr music really, really far. So when you are not obliged to work with computers and you can work with human talent, you can push the things much further. And I think that's answer your question. Like it doesn't feel like only me anymore, because every instrumentalist has so much input in the track that you can feel the color and the vibe of each person, and not only myself behind a computer like it used to be before.
So do you record everything live these days, or you still use a lot of samples? Or no?
On Amen, well, the aim on Amen was to use as much organic and as much reality as possible. Like, for example, we've recorded a choir in a monastery.
Yeah.
And in order to not use artificial reverb, I placed like many microphones in the room, so close to the choir, a bit further to the choir, like 10 meters away, 15 meters away, 20 meters away, so I could play with the father to play with the length of the reverb. So this way I don't have to use artificial reverb. And I worked in the idea of being as true as possible. Let's say, like for example, there is no edit on the drums. We focus on the best take. We didn't edit. We didn't spend some lot of time editing the things. We spent days and days trying to have the best takes. And yeah, the idea on Amen was to be as close as the reality as possible. Still sounding modern, but with no artificial flavors.
I really like it. It's like you are pushing the boundaries, you're creating something new, but at the same time, you are actually, this album is way more old school, if you think about it, than pretty much anything released today, even by old school bands. Because I mean, you are actually going for more, manuals, recording techniques than pretty much anyone in the industry would have done at this point.
Yeah. I was more using microphones and compressor and strange instruments rather than using triggers. They are now rather than using artificial drums, artificial guitars and stuff. It's you're right. It's a old school way to approach modern music, because I like the way the modern music is approached as well, but I don't like the way how it's done. I prefer to keep the human vibes at every step of the recording. So when you have distortions, when you have a synth and things like that, it's most of the time it's analogic thing that has been passed through tapes, through analog distortions and stuff like that. I try to push this as far as possible.
And how you gonna bring that to live shows? I mean, when writing Amen, I mean, did you have the live shows in mind at all?
No, and that's always the tricky part with Igorrr, because I'm focusing on the music and push the music as far as I can. And once it's done, we sit down with the guys and what the fuck? How the fuck we can do it live? So it's a lot of work to rearrange that on live and to make it live. It's your brain burns,
Well, but I assume you will use some samples when playing live, right? I mean,
yeah. because I'm using a variety of
You're not going to
instruments.
bring a choir with gazillion microphones and do it in lifetime.
Yeah. It's still confidential music. We are not Metallica, Madonna, or something like that. It's confidential music. So I cannot bring 20 people on stage for 2 notes during the set. I cannot bring harpsichord player. There is no place on stage with the
Even
size of
Metallica
the
doesn't do that.
Yeah, and I have like 20 weird instruments to bring on stage and with a choir. So no. We don't have 150 tour bus. We don't play in arena every night.
Yeah.
So no, it's still, confidential music. It's handmade.
So are you trying to tell me that there is not going to be an excavator that is playing notes on piano on this?
I'm sorry to be disappointing.
That's it. This interview is over. Igorrr is fake. I'm just kidding.
No, but I mean, the excavator was real.
Okay.
But on stage, of course, we're not gonna break a piano every night. That's gonna break my heart, and that's gonna break our budget as well. But we recorded it for real, so we have the sound, the real sound that the piano makes when it's crushed, and we're gonna use. I have a MIDI controller with a lot of samples on it, so I can play the real sounds, and without breaking the piano. I had to break it once. That's enough.
Well, man, I'm kidding, because I don't even have any idea how the flip you even remember that stuff. Because I mean, there's so many bridges, so many variations in each song. I feel like each song feels like, I mean, if you would try to learn it, as an outsider, it feels like learning an entire set of a different band at some point.
Yeah, but when you spend your life inside it, everything is normal and clear, and you remember everything. It's a part of your surrounding, so you don't have to work to remember. It's inked inside my brain.
And that actually brings us to the next question. Do you think there are any aspects of your character, your personal character or your personality, that are kind of channeling into the music that you maybe subconsciously want to present to people?
I think it's pretty honest already. I mean, I'm trying to be as close as possible to the truth. Like on Amen, there are a lot of dark music because I wasn't very inspired by those color of sounds. There is also electronic, crazy, nerdy music like ADHD and stuff like that. There are some orchestral music like in Silence. There is more like trash metal music like on Mustard Mucus. So they are dark, funny, angry, and everything you can feel in a life. I put everything together in an album. So I can hardly make more because it's already lots of risks for me to do that, because most of people will not get it. So I'm still in the research of honesty and truth from the music that I propose. So I'm taking a lot of risks because, as you said, this is not formatted music at all. So this is complicated with our partner to work on this music. You know what I mean? So it's already very risky. So you have what I want to say is you have no doubts that I'm already doing the music in a perfect coherence with myself. So no, there is no aspect of myself that is not inside this music. Everything is already there.
So talking about honest feedbacks or sometimes not so honest feedbacks, honestly, do you ever watch any of those first reactions to Igorrr videos on YouTube?
The first reaction, no. I mean, recently I have so many things to set up for the live, and so many interviews like we're doing now, that I spent less time watching the comments. But I'm always interested because the comments are sometimes really smart and really really funny. So yeah, I'm having fun when I'm reading something a bit crazy like Bless Beat Falafel or ADHD or Headbutts. I love reading comments. They are really, really funny.
Do you ever feel like this urge to start replying to those? Like, if you don't agree with someone, like, no, this is not what I meant. Like, do you ever feel like you want to do it?
Oh, yeah, okay, I see what you mean. If you would ask me the same question like 15 years ago, I would say, yes, I want to answer because they are wrong. They are, some people, I mean, it's the truth. Some people are putting informations that are wrong, that I know that they're wrong because it's about myself and I know what I'm doing. So it's factually wrong. So I was like, oh, what the fuck? And no, but anyway, I never did it. But today, no, because maybe because I'm older and because I know why I'm doing music. I'm not doing music to please him or her. I'm doing music just for my musical journey. I have, for real, a passion of uh, of the music itself and the baroque music, the metal music, the electronic music. There are like geniuses everywhere in music, and I'm fascinated by that. I'm passionate by that, and I like, and I think I need for my sanity to process all this music and to express what I want to share. But if somebody doesn't like it, uh, it's fine. It was not meant to please them. But we found a nice way to answer to the haters, if it is what you meant. We have printed toilet paper with the actual comments of haters. So we can sell the roll of toilet paper, so we can make some money, and the people can use it, you know what I mean, with the haters, with the actual comments and the name of the haters.
This is awesome, man. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Where do you send me the link afterwards? I need to get it.
Yeah. I mean, I will definitely send you the link. I can send you a picture of it. It's not out yet. It's going to be out in a few days, I guess.
Yeah.
But everything is here. Everything is in the in the back office.
Awesome. I love this. But at the same time, talking about good responses and possibly sometimes even unexpected responses, one of the most valuable, let's call it like this one, that that caught my attention and attention of all the viewers of this channel for sure, because we're known to be Iron Maiden and Judas Priest fans here, but Bruce Dickinson called himself a fan and underlined Igorr's music lately. How was it hearing a praise from a legend like this?
Well, actually, it happens the same with Mark Portnoy as well from Dream Theater, and other people as famous as them. And to be honest, when you first hear that, it feels that it's not real. I mean, it's the voice of Bruce Dickinson. I know his voice. I know how it sounds, and he pronounced my name with English accent. He pronounced my name. He pronounced the name of the track that I composes. So yeah, it's you hear it. You know that you hear it. It was not a dream. It's here. You can play it back, but it doesn't print. It doesn't match. And you, okay. I mean, that's not real. I don't accept it. Somehow I don't accept it, because it cannot work. Those both words cannot join. And in your point of view at this moment, it needs a bit of time to understand what's happening, because at first, honestly, that doesn't work. That the connection doesn't work in your brain.
That's interesting. I mean, it would be really cool to see. Maybe, I mean, I don't know if Bruce collaborating with you on some one of the studio tracks, but I feel like, and especially with Bruce doing, he's pushing the boundaries of his own, music
Style, yeah.
is now, especially with his solo project, the Mandrake project, and then there's a follow-up that is coming out next. I mean, it would be really cool to see Igorrr and Bruce collaborate, and possibly outside of Iron Maiden.
Well, actually, I love him as a person. I have infinite respect for him as a person, and his musical career is one of the greatest in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an infinite respect for him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, musically speaking, I don't see how those two universes can match, because Igorrr is very much, as people say, experimental, not easy to digest. And Bruce has a more straightforward vibe that he can be understood by so many more people.
Mm-hmm.
And today, as we speak, I don't see the musical connection. I can see the human connection for sure, but I cannot see the musical connection that might happen between the music of Igorrr and the music of Bruce. I think those are two different universes. I would be curious to talk about it and to try things, but as we speak, it seems to be a bit far.
But essentially, isn't that also pushing the boundaries, though? I mean, that's
It is.
you put
Yeah,
you on your own thing.
yeah, pushing the boundaries until reach something more popular. Yeah.
Overall, talking about more classic or mainstream metal sound, has it had, an influence, an impact on you, maybe as a musician growing up, as a composer, or you're mostly, got inspired by prog and more like heavy stuff?
I was much more inspired by more demanding music, but I also listen to pop music and more. Easier metal. Like I'm a big fan of Deftones. Deftones is not complicated music.
Yeah.
It's easy metal, but easy listening metal. But it's really well written, always done with extremely good taste. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Deftones. Big fan of Korn as well.
Right.
This is pretty much a simple metal as well today. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Muse as well, which is not metal, but
Muse is yeah. I mean, Muse can be very complicated sometimes, actually. Compared to
yeah. But still, it's really. I think it's really well made. It's really well written. So yeah. I'm still open to that kind of colors of music.
And are there any newer musicians that you see that are rising that you actually dig inspiration from, or not really?
No, I just finished Amen, and I feel like I've just climbed Everest with flip-flops, so my legs hurt, and I'm exhausted by this experience. So as we speak now, no, I don't have new musician and new ideas for now.
And overall, hopefully you'll find inspiration at some point in the future, obviously. But how do you think, how much further can you push? I mean, I don't even understand where are the debris where you can go into after Amen. Honestly, it's
I don't know. I don't know either. And when I finished Spirituality and Distortion, I didn't know either how I could go further. But through the years, through the life and experience, you get some inspiration and some energy to keep going. So maybe that's gonna happen one day, that I'm gonna find an idea that's gonna be on the top of all the previous ideas. I don't know. As I told you, I feel pretty much exhausted by this album because I really reached the end of every corner and every aspect of what I wanted to say with this album. So for now, I'm kind of empty of composing music. I'm more hungry of expressing and playing this music. But for the composition, I will need to get some inspiration again.
I understand that self-expression is a very important part of your compositional journey, right? I mean, as you said, you channel what you feel, what you are basically into this music. But how much of it do you actually think is the value of provocation and shock value? How much of that you include there on purpose to maybe, for someone to say, "Whoa, what a flip. What did he just do with that chicken or with that piano or whatever it is?"
How much percentage there is of
Or just, I mean, how you feel like, do you actually feel like sometimes you're like, okay, I'll include this because this will really provoke people?
Well, my process is not like that. I'm not. Yeah, I mean, for real, I'm not doing that for shock people. I'm doing that because it's fun. And when I put a harpsichord on blast beats, it's fun, it's nice, and it's what I want to hear. And after that, I'm asking myself, oh, maybe that's gonna shock classical musical musicians from the Baroque areas, you know. So I'm thinking about the impact of my music after I do my music. And when I do the music, it's something completely different. I'm not. There is no place in my mind to think how people are gonna react to this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It's not a part of the process. The process is extremely focused on: is the music good? Do I like it? How I can make it better? And yeah, that's it.
And the last but not least, I mean, did you ever have a label or your bandmates come up to you and say, you know, Gautier, this is shit. I mean, like, don't release it. This is too much, or like this does not make any sense, and you actually listen to them. Have you ever had that?
No, I never.
No one ever said
Surprisingly,
no to you.
surprisingly, I never had that, and I was surprised because the first time in my life that I contacted Metal Blades,
Yeah.
It was for Savage Sinusoids, and there is a track with accordion.
Mm-hmm.
So Metal Blade doesn't have any accordion on the label, and I recorded a gypsy player, and he starts playing on Cheval, the track Cheval.
Yeah.
He starts playing, and he failed, and he said, "Oh fuck!" And then he started again, and that was so much natural, so much human, and so nice, you know, that I left it on the track. And when I sent the demo with this track to Metal Blade, they took a bit of time to answer, and I was thinking,
Okay.
I'm sure it's because of that. And finally, when I got an answer, which was a very positive answer, I talked with many people inside this label, and nobody ever mentioned that part of the album. And I was surprised because I really thought that there would be, yeah, we are interested by Igorrr, but you know, that kind of things, maybe that doesn't fit. Nothing. They took it as it is, and I really appreciate that, because if they would be telling me, I like Igorrr, but not that aspect of Igorrr,
Yeah.
I was already ready to say, oh, well, you are not my label then.
Yeah.
But nobody ever mentioned that kind of things.
Or they never made it to that part. Just kidding.
Maybe that's gonna happen, but the
They
album
were like, what a flip is that?
they didn't hear yet, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, they didn't listen to that far. But it's funny you mentioned, I was just talking to Andy Darius of Halloween, and he was actually trained as an accordion player. And
Oh,
we were talking about how accordion and metal does not match, but apparently it does. So
no, you know, metal starts to open, actually. There start to be some accordion, there start to be some electronics and stuff like that. For me, it's the good way, because classical metal that we are doing for 20 or 30 years, we heard it already. So starting to bring some new element, new ingredients to the meal, for me, it's a really good thing. We are going on the right way.
absolutely. And as I always say, it is by pushing the boundaries that we keep our favorite genre alive, right? I mean,
Absolutely,
and
yeah,
invite more people who will
100%.
discover all of metal, right? I mean, some people might not, you know, you might be a gate like it's hard to imagine Igorrr being a gateway into metal, but it might be a gateway into metal for someone. Then they might turn out to be a huge fans of, I don't know, Slipknot or I don't know, Iron Maiden or whatever it is that they start exploring from whatever the entry point that was.
Yeah, and that the same thing for Baroque music. Somebody who has never
Exactly.
been in a Baroque music concert, they go to the Igorrr show and they will have Baroque music, and maybe they're gonna love it. It
That,
might be a gateway to access any style.
that's true. Gautier, talking about metal is my biggest passion in the world, but there's a time limit to these things. I've kept you for 45 minutes already. I know you have another one most likely to prepare to. So before we finish this episode, any last message for your fans all across the world, old and new?
Um, I hope you're gonna like the new album because you can find everything you want inside.
Absolutely. And I hope that I'll catch you guys live, either in somewhere across the world, or hopefully even better than that, that you guys will be able to make it to Ukraine because you have a lot of friends and fans in Ukraine. And
I hope.
yeah, and we all are eagerly waiting for you and all the other artists to start.
I really hope.
Yeah, playing metal for us. This was Gautier of Igorrr and their newest studio album. Most likely when you're watching this is already out, so definitely do not miss it. Gautier, thank you so much for finding time and joining me.
Thank you, man. That was a pleasure.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Have a great day.
Send me that toilet paper thing.
Yeah, I will. I will definitely send you the link and the picture. Yes, of course.